Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Rosnee. I'm an international educated nurse living in Canada. On my channel, I share everything about my nursing journey, from my education, nursing requirements, exams that I wrote, to settling down as a nurse here in Ontario. Today I have something very important to share with you guys, which is going to affect thousands of nurses across the globe who wants to practice as RN or RPN here in Ontario. I know you guys have already heard about and read about the major changes in the registration requirements made by CNO as of April 1st, 2025. These new changes make it easier and faster for IENs to get registered here in Ontario, but they also come with new requirements as well. So in today's video, I will walk you through all the major changes made by CNO. So the first change is the new education requirement, and the second one is the transition to practice, which is also called TTP requirement. The third one is the new credential evaluation options for your education requirement, and the number fourth is the new fast track NNAS process. Let's start with the education requirement, which is one of the biggest changes made by CNO. Before, if you were an internationally educated nurse, you had to assess your education by NNAS, which will directly send the advisory report to CNO. CNO would then assess your education based on something called substantially equivalent, which means that your education had to be similar to the Canadian program, same subjects, same number of hours, and also similar teaching methods. For many of us, that wasn't the case. Even though we were fully trained, experienced, and licensed as a registered nurse in our home country, we still had to go through many bridging programs in order to meet the education requirement. But the good news is, as of April 1st, 2025, CNO is removing that substantially equivalent standard, and they have introduced a global standard for meeting the education requirement for IENs. So I'll give you an example for it. So if you are registering to become RN, then you would have to complete bachelor's degree in nursing. And if you are wanting to register as RPN, then you would have to complete diploma in nursing in your home country. But here's the key difference. Your nursing education no longer has to be substantially equivalent to the Canadian nursing program, but it has to be formally recognized by your country's nursing regulator or the government education authority. I have also seen that there are many nurses who have completed a 3-year nursing program in their home country. For them, this education requirement is a bad news because now you no longer can register as RN. But it's also a very good news for nurses who have completed bachelor's of degree, because they can now register for RN without completing any unnecessary bridging programs. So that's somewhere a start for IENs. Don't lose hope. There might be new programs coming in the future that would help you guys to become a registered nurse here in Ontario. Now let's talk about transition to practice, which is also called TTP. This is a new requirement for many of us IENs that we must complete before registering in Ontario. The goal of TTP is to make sure that nurses work safely and effectively in the healthcare system. You might be wondering why this is needed. Well, even though we have skills and experience to work as a nurse, the system here in Ontario is very different. Nurses have a lot of responsibility, and we are also a gatekeeper in order to make sure our patient is safe. And nurses are also very responsible for maintaining strict standards around ethics, documentation, patient safety, communication, legal responsibilities, etc. So, if you have not practiced nursing in Canada or have graduated from a Canadian nursing program, or you were already a nurse but you have not practiced in the last 3 years, then you must complete this requirement to prove that you are ready to enter the Ontario's healthcare system. So, TTP is a 7 to 14 week long course which is approved by CNO. This will basically teach you everything about the Ontario's healthcare system. They will teach you about the scope of RNs and RPNs. They will teach about ethics and responsibilities, patient safety, documentation and communication. It's basically like orientation for nurses in Canada. So there's a list of colleges that are approved by CNO in the CNO website. Some of the examples that I will give you are from Centennial College, Yorzen College, Conestoga. They are also in TMU, etc. You can go in the CNO website and look for the list of colleges that are near where you live, but you don't have to go to the college because it's online course, and this TTP is valid for up to 5 years. And if you can't meet the TTP requirement yet, then in summer 25 they will be launching another education pathway which will include both online and practical version of TTPs. All right, let's talk about credential evaluation. Before, as internationally educated nurse, NNAS was the only option to get your education evaluated, but now CNO has expanded its list and it will accept the credential evaluation from WES, World Education Services, and ICAS, International Credential Assessment Service of Canada. So this is actually a game changer for people who have already used WES for their immigration purposes. But the drawback for this is WES and ICAS is only accepted by CNO, but if you are planning to apply to other provinces in Canada, NNAS is still the best option. Speaking of NNAS, this brings me to the last big updates. NNAS reports are now faster than ever. NNAS will issue your advisory report within 5 business days after they receive all your documents. Yes, you guys heard it right. Only 5 business days. Before, it used to take somewhere from 6 to 12 weeks. So this is like the best news ever. And if you guys are wondering that you already applied through NNAS and are waiting for your application, then don't worry. Your application will be automatically upgraded to the new system by April 23, 2025. This means less waiting, less stress, and faster path to becoming a nurse in Ontario. So to summarize on the updates, number one, your education no longer has to be substantially equivalent to the Canadian program. You can use your degree or nursing education from back home. That has to be formally recognized, of course. Number two, you have to now complete TTP if you have not recently practiced in Canada or have graduated from a Canadian nursing program. Number three, you can now choose from WES, ICAS, and NNAS for your education credential to be evaluated. And number four is the best of all, NNAS is now faster than ever. I hope this video cleared up all the confusion regarding the new changes made by CNO. If you found this information helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with all your friends, and please subscribe for more updates and more videos. Thank you guys for watching my video, and please keep in mind that your Canadian nursing journey is very possible. Keep going. You've got this. You guys have a good day. Bye.